What's up, guys? It's Rowan here from Artismart TV. Often, you get asked the question when you're in Year 12 of what are you going to do when you finish? What are you hoping to do at university? What are you going to study? And sometimes, really honestly, you might have no clue what you want to do. And that's perfectly okay, but it can be sort of a little confronting when you keep on getting asked the question and you feel like maybe I should make something up just so people stop asking me. But seriously, it is important to get a little bit of clarity on what you're going to do for life after school. It can help you get motivated, help you get focused, and it also gives you a sense of what you're going to do so you can plan your university preferences. And so in today's video, I'm going to be chatting to a student, Clara, who faced that exact same challenge. She had no clue what she wanted to do when she finished Year 12 as she was progressing through the HSC. And along the way, she did a couple of things, explored a couple of options, and was able to get clarity on what she wanted to do at university. And so we're going to find out from Clara today how she managed to do that. What were the steps that she took so that you can also, if you're in the same boat, take similar steps to get greater clarity about answering that challenging and difficult question of what on earth am I going to do with my life when I finish school. So welcome, Clara.
Hello.
So now you had no clue about what you were going to do when you were in Year 12, is that right?
Yes, very correct.
And how did you feel when you were sort of in that situation?
Well, it was a little bit difficult because I felt like a lot of people around me knew what they were doing. They were like, yeah, I'm going to go to UNSW, I'm going to do engineering, I'm going to go to Sydney Uni, I'm going to do teaching. And so and they were like, what are you going to do? I was like, I'm not really sure yet. They're like, really? And so it's not just like your family and extended family who's asking you, it's also everyone around you. Because like in like school, they're like looking at like the uni guides and everything. And I'm like, I don't even know what to look for. Like, I have no idea.
And so did that impact your motivation at all? Did it impact just mental health? Like what sort of impact did that have?
Yeah, it added quite a bit of stress onto the already stressful year of Year 12, just because some people had started planning it ages ago where their subjects actually lined up with what they wanted to do in the future, and my subjects seemed to have no connection at all. Like I did economics, drama, 4-unit English, and general maths. They're very far and wide apart, so I had no idea what I was doing.
And so then you keep on getting all these friends and family being very well-meaning, asking you, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What did you do? Did you just sit there and twiddle your thumbs, or did you think, oh, maybe I should try to answer this question?
Oh, I went through a few phases where I was like, yeah, I want to be a vet. I want to be a marine biologist. I want to be a drama teacher. And then I wanted to go on a gap year, and that was just one of the easiest things to say, oh, I'm not really sure. I think I'm just going to take the year off. And like some family members would be like, you want to do that? Okay. And I'd be like, yep. Because I had nothing else to say. I was just like.
And so fast forward to today, you did get clarity as you went through Year 12. What did you decide during Year 12 that you realised you wanted to do when you graduated?
So I decided that I wanted to enroll in a media and communications course at UTS or UNSW. But I ended up going with UTS because they have the creative intelligence program, which I really, really wanted to do. So that's what I'm going to be going into. Awesome.
And when you made that decision, at what point in Year 12 did you find that clarity?
So I think I found that clarity like around 4 weeks before trials, like when I really decided. So pretty late in the year, I guess.
So it's sort of July-ish, right? Because trials start August. So basically midway through the year.
Yes, yeah.
And so when you found that clarity, how did it feel? How did you feel?
It took a lot of pressure off, because now when people asked, I had something to say that was like finite. I wasn't going on a gap year. I wasn't still looking. I told them something and they were like, interesting, like I can see you doing that. And that was just something really easy for me to do, and it took a lot of stress off, which was surprising. I thought I was still going to be stressed about it, but when I found out that's what I wanted to study and what I would like, it was more calming.
That's awesome. I mean, that's great to hear. Yeah. And so then we've now got to try to work out, well, how did you go from no clue to that feeling of like, I'm okay, I got this, I know what I'm doing, right? So, what were some of the steps you took? What did you do to try to get clarity?
So at school we have careers, but I didn't feel like the careers staff room didn't really cater to my personal needs. They did to other students, but just weren't really helpful for me. I think just because, again, my subjects were confusing. I was very confused on what to do. So then I did schedule a career session at Art of Smart with Rowan, you, and that was really helpful because I think it was 3 sessions or 2 sessions, and when I got to just talk about what I liked, like I like reading, I like literature, but I also like things to do with media, like design, videos, stuff like that. And then you brought up media and communications, and when it's easier when someone brings up something that they think might fit for you, because at school a lot of people were just saying that I should do a Bachelor of Arts or just do a law degree or just do commerce. So, and that was something that I was considering, just doing a commerce degree just because I can do a commerce degree. But being helped to find a course that will actually cater for me and that I will actually excel in was really, really helpful. But I was also told to like research a bunch of different things. Like,
so you didn't just take my word for it.
No, I didn't.
Which is good, and I didn't totally tell you to.
I was like,
So
media and communications.
There was like a suggestion, and then there was some homework.
Yes, so I did research like international studies, the creative intelligence program, and human resources, the HR one. And so when I went home and researched all of it, I kind of realized like doing a HR degree wasn't really for me, at least at this point in time. That's not really what I want to do. And I looked at media and communications and the subjects that they do and actually how much fun I could see myself having in that. I decided I think I'm going to go for that one.
That was the right fit. So it sounds like then what we really were doing was, one, getting to understand what you enjoy, what you're passionate about, where you've got skills and strengths, and then from there mapping it to, well, what are not just 1, but 3, 4 in this case, different degrees and career pathways you could take. And then you had to do some work.
Yes.
You had to do some work of digging in to actually look at explicitly what they look like, what they might involve. And then that's when you sort of started to get that confirmation.
Yeah.
Now, did you also then go to the unis and have some conversations at the universities?
Yes, so I did go to the UTS Open Day and then the UNSW Open Day for a little bit. And when you talk to the uni students, they help clear up a few different things, like asking, because one thing that's really important to me is like the social life, like making friends. And I was a bit worried, like, is there anything I can do for that? And just talking to current students who know what they're doing, they can settle so many like questions you have and like help you in so many ways, yeah. And
that's how you ended up making the decision then, right?
Yeah.
That, to really confirm it. Yeah. That yes, UTS and the creative intelligence and the media art and media and communications is the right approach. Now, did you go to the open day without any questions, or did you have some questions that you defined to dig in? Yeah, so I had a few prepared questions because, especially about the creative intelligence program, because it's a very different degree. So I wanted to ask a few questions on that, like how it actually works, what I'm going to do, how I study for it. And it was very good to have my pre-prepared questions so that when they say, does anyone have questions? You can be that student. You can be that person who's ready. And even if you don't want to do that, when the lecture finishes or something, you can go to the side and just ask them. And they're very welcoming, and it's so good to have so many questions. Like the more questions you have, the better. Like the more at ease I felt, I could see myself more at that uni because everything was being cleared up. That's awesome. And then, you're there, you've asked all the questions, and that gave you that sense of like, yep, I'm on the right track. Stepping out for a moment now of your own experience, what advice would you have then for students that were in the same position as you during year 12 that have no clue about, what they want to do? Like what advice would you give them? So it's really easy to just go along with everyone else, like everyone who's doing a combined commerce degree or a Bachelor of Arts with law. It's so easy to say that. Like I remember when our first sessions, I was like, yeah, I'm thinking of doing a Bachelor of Arts with law. And it's just so easy to just say that. But when you get help, or if you do some own research yourself, you can, because there's so many courses, there's an unbelievable amount of courses, and like there might be like a few that are so perfect for you, and you don't want to waste your time at uni
doing another course that you might not even enjoy or seem fit for you by the end. So I think it's so important if you do your own research or like get a career discussion at school or at Art of Smart, like just something easy that will help you.
And then final question, what was the best thing about the sessions we had together?
It was really fun, I think, and it was really interesting to talk to someone who's helped a lot of students before. So I didn't feel like I was at school or anything. I felt I was talking with a friend who was helping me, and it was just really nice to have a direction to go in. And even the homework was fun because it was researching my future. It was like really helpful and fun.
That's awesome. And any final comments you'd like to share with students?
Good luck in Year 12.
Awesome. So there you have it, guys. It is possible to get clarity if you're feeling like you're entirely lost about where you want to go. I think the critical thing is don't try to do it yourself, right? Sometimes it's great to have a sounding board. You've got careers advisors at school that are there to help you. Go and book an appointment with them and have a conversation. If for whatever reason they're not the right fit for you, have the conversation with your parents or get in touch with the team at Art of Smart. We can help you navigate that journey and understanding what your passions are, interests, skills, strengths, and then some of the matches that are out there that could be a great fit. Because when you do get that clarity, it does feel like, the stress and the overwhelm just lifts, and it gives you that extra bit of motivation to push through the journey to maximize your options for Year 12. So if we can help, get in touch. Otherwise, all the best on the journey. And remember, don't forget to hit subscribe. We're bringing more videos to you every single week.